My Hero Death Battles are kinda mid, with the only one that's really saving the My Hero franchise being Deku versus SpiderMan, which came out literally like a week ago. When I mean mid, I don't mean bad or terrible, because for some reason in this day and age, everyone think mid equals bad, but it's morally like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not terrible, but it could be better. So today I'll delve into the Death Battles that were really good and really bad, that puts the MHA Death Battles at this mid spot. What's good, YouTube? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, Tech That MP4 here, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, you already know what to do. Make sure to give a knife that like button, subscribe if you're new, comment for the algorithm, and let's dive in. Starting off, why not let's go to the most recent death battle, being Deku versus SpiderMan. And honestly, if I was to give my honest opinion, this death battle is nowhere near mid. In fact, this death battle, alongside Mahito versus Shigaraki, carries the My Hero Death Battle catalog. The video editing and analysis of Miles vs. Deku was very, very good. The jokes were hilarious. They got me laughing multiple times.
Thrall's power was so great that the recoil would shatter Izuku's limbs when he used it. In the hands of an improper vessel, One For All could cause their body to explode, so Izuku would need to continuously train to master it at his Hero Academia.
Say that again.
No way they did that shit, bro. Say that again.
Say that master it at his Hero Academia.
Death Battle usually never has me laughing, but they had me out laughing multiple times during the exact same episode. And the Death Battle, Moro, hey bro, they gotta like set this dude free, bro. He's like locked up in Death Battle's basement. He's been cooking for like massive Death Battles this season. Bowser versus Eggman, Mahito versus Shigaraki, and now Deku versus SpiderMan. I swear, they gotta let him go. They're like he's trapped underground in Death Battle's lair, bro. Let that man breathe. Alright, jokes aside, people generally try to give the animation hate, but I'd say it's really, really good for what it's worth, considering that you're trying to mesh in a comic book style fight with an anime fight. Usually Death Battle just leaves it to 2D and they don't really care, but the way that Moro infused it with a comic book style, manga style, and the fluidity of the movements, it just felt amazing. It felt like SpiderVerse mixed in with a bit of, you know, My Hero video game-ish antics. It fit really well for what it's worth. It wasn't perfect, but I'd say it's probably the best death battle to date for My Hero. Alright, that's enough glaze. Now we gotta go into one of the worst death battles of My Hero Academia, being Shoto versus Zuko. First off, the analysis barely gave any feats for both sides, if not any at all. Most of the analysis was just a story recap of their own like adventures or their own personal growth. That doesn't matter. We're here for feats, bro. Why did you give all the feats at like last second? That's some Mickey Mouse shit. Just give us the feats from the get-go. Also, the jokes were really not funny, bro. Most of them were about Boomstick not having a dad, or that one burn bot used as slapstick. I'm sorry, that shit just doesn't work. You feel me? I'm happy that, you know, they're starting to change up their jokes now, like in the later episodes, but damn, they was just not funny early in the day. Like, no wonder people skip to the fights, bro. We gotta get into the worst of the worst, the actual death battle. Bro, can you tell me why, Shoto, you are a hero, you see a burnt forest, right, and you see a dude with fire powers. I understand that he looks suspicious. The least you could do is hear him out. You don't instantly attack him, bro. What? I get it, he wants to show off, but him just noticing that they have the same powers as their dad, which, by the way, fire is not like uncommon in the My Hero world. So many people have fire powers. Like, it's not, I don't know why he could instantly compared it to his dad, but I guess it was the scar or some shit. Now, the animation is really bad. Like, when I mean bad, not bad in the sense that, you know, I can't really see what's going on. Bad in the sense that it doesn't fit what they're trying to show. I feel like 3D would have portrayed, you know, the avatar movements, the breathing styles, and overall just the fight better. The 2D animation, it's just so stiff, bro. Damn. Like, oh my god, never do that again. Please, never do that again. Last but not least, we gotta get into the death. Now, first of all, Todoroki. This dude is supposed to be a superhero in high school. Why are you throwing massive clunks of ice at people's throats?
Oh my god!
I understand he attacked them and stuff like that, but he couldn't, like, you know, freeze his throat? Did he have to shove his whole face in like multiple dangerous shards of ice? Like,
is this nigga serious?
Time I checked, Todoroki is not freaking Sub-Zero. He tried to do a Mortal Kombat fatality on a person that he literally apologized to after. He was like, sorry. You didn't get any information. Like, come on, bro. You burned down this forest? All right. Your punishment, death. Next up, we got a death battle that could have used some work, but overall is an upgrade from this being All Might versus My Guy. Overall, I really do enjoy the pacing of this analysis in particular, because after they stopped talking about their backstories and all that, they instantly got to the feats, and the feats were good feats too. They wasn't holding back. They said, hey, All Might, he has a nuke in his hand, you feel me? And they used chain scaling for My Guy, considering that his feat wasn't really all that, but they used it to upscale from other Naruto characters, which I do like, you know. Give reasonable explanation so we could probably guess who's gonna win before the death battle. Now, as we get into the actual fight, death battle, one thing that I really did enjoy was the fight choreography, man. Genuinely, this is some of the best fight choreography we've ever gotten. And the use of a 3D landscape really brought it into limelight. Like, imagine this fight was 2D, it would look so garbage. If y'all know what I'm saying. But genuinely, I really do like the way My Guy fights and how All Might fights. He fought more like, you know, a big buff boxing guy, while My Guy was light on his feet like a ninja. One thing I do have some critiques on was the FPS, because some parts of the fight really looked laggy. And during the final stretch of the fight, when both of them have their like anime roaring clash or whatever, it just looked really lame. You know, I really wish it was better. Also, when My Guy got like donated by All Might, it looked really scuffed. I wish there was just a bit more blood. It kind of looked like a little too PG for my liking. Like, this dude literally just got donated. He needs to be leaking a lot more than just that, you feel me? Yeah, I'd say this is an alright episode, 7 out of 10. I just really wish the animation was a bit better. Like, you know, if it was like flawless 60 FPS, all that, I would have no complaints. But the animation was really a letdown, because you could tell the choreography, they was going stupid, bro. They was going dumb. And next up, we got a major letdown, being Deku versus Asta. First off, who asked for this death battle? Alright. I feel like Deku versus Asta was a death battle not only did no one want, but it's such a clear winner that it's boring to even think about. Asta, even like before time skip and all that, he was massively faster than Light. Deku just started reaching FTL at the end of the series. I don't know what to tell y'all. It was a stomp from the get-go. The analysis was fine, nothing really to talk about there, but the fight is where my main issues start riling up. The start of the fight, everything was going well. The choreography was really good. They really made it seem like Asta was just this dude who defies logic, while Deku was out here analyzing all his movements just for Asta to pull a Saitama and just ignore it, you know. Deku trying to blind Asta, Asta can just use Ki to sense him. Deku trying to take away Asta's grimoire, guess what? The grimoire could just float towards him. There's a lot of answers that Asta just naturally has that doesn't make sense to Deku at all. Then when they power up and they go into their super forms, it's just like the whole team went on break and they went on vacation, and they hired some of the most laziest people I've ever seen. And no disrespect, I'm just saying, it went from a really good analytical fight to just who can speed blitz and punch harder. Like Streets of Caveman. This is a death battle, bro. They don't care about feats here and stuff like that. They're just here for the spectacle. And the spectacle, as soon as they transformed, went from a 10 to a 2. Because it just went straight to DBZ. And even DBZ has better fight choreography, so I don't understand what they were doing. It's like as soon as they transformed, legit, there was nothing cool on screen. It was just boring, bro. Garbage. I do gotta give them props though, because that death did surprise the shit out of me. I couldn't believe that, because I honestly thought Deku won that, right? And then out of nowhere, from the clouds above, that's where Asta's swords were. He just pulled them down like Scorpion with a get over here. Damn. And impaled him like a Mortal Kombat fatality. Honestly, it was worse than a Mortal Kombat fatality, because I thought this death battle was going to be somewhat PG, because, you know, these guys are so kind-hearted, you know, main characters. But no, that's just his body right there, lying. Like, oh my god. Also, the joke of Asta getting fed up with Detroit after Deku's just constantly hitting him with Detroit smashes is really funny to me. I don't know what Detroit is, but I've had enough of it. Yeah, this is just another okay death battle for me. It was just like, they had so much going for it at the start, but then as soon as they transformed, it just sucked. Like, it was just boring, bro. Last but not least, we gotta go to either the best or second best death battle of My Hero's entire catalog, being Mahito versus Shigaraki. This death battle is something that everyone has wanted for the longest time because it never really was confirmed whether or not it was a stomp, primarily because of how Mahito's powers interact. For going off of pure stats alone, Shigaraki one-shots. However, Mahito does have this ability where he could potentially one-shot you if he touches your soul. So it was something that people been wanting for the longest, and I gotta say they delivered, bro. The video editing was elite. I gotta say straight up, there wasn't as much jokes as other death battles, but you could just tell how much they really love talking about these characters, man. I've never been so invested in a death battle analysis before, but this video primarily made me love them much more. And don't even get me started on the death battle fight, man. Jesus, man, it is genuinely some of the best. This is generally one of my favorite death battles of all time. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because everything about the execution of this was perfect. One of my major things that worried me going into this death battle was that it was going to be 3D because Mahito has a lot of hands and that would be a lot to animate. But MORO just keeps surprising me, man. Just keeps surprising me, because that was no problem. He somehow managed to merge 2D into 3D to the point where it looks so seamless that I couldn't even believe my eyes. But then again, this is the same dude who made Indie Cross, so it makes sense. Mahito getting interviewed like he's in a TikTok after murking all those people in the subway to join the League of Villains. Honestly, it's such a unique touch on how they started that battle, and I love it so much considering Mahito was just being a cocky jerk who thought he was above the world, and that came to bite him later on. I really do like how this fight portrays that Mahito was actually dogging Shigaraki anytime that they was fighting in person, like no souls or vestiges. In person, Mahito was beating the dog shit out of him. It was only until that Mahito touched Shigaraki's soul that he was like, damn, I guess I'm not built for this after all. And you know, he thought that the soul was his guarantee, especially in a domain expansion, and he didn't know simple domain at all. Like, bro, this Mahito thought he had this in the bag. One day he was laughing so hard, only to get hit with the grim reality of that there's like 1,000 souls inside of him. Pause. So there was nothing he could have done, especially with All For One, bro. That ending was absolutely cinematic. Had bro running on all fours. The Shigaraki telling Mahito to grow up before squashing his head in, absolute cinema. Genuinely, I loved every bit of it, and I need more, bro. So yeah, out of all the death battles, right, the only two that I consider really good and at the top are Deku versus SpiderMan and Mahito versus Shigaraki. Every other death battle was okay, mid, or trash.
Damn.
I really hope that we get a bit more good death battles later on. I'm thinking, here's my suggestion, right? Bakugo versus Rexplode. Now, I know that is a huge stomp, and Rexplode is, you know, he's gonna Rexplode again. But, I mean, would it be fire? I feel like it would be fire. Like, Mahito versus Shigaraki, we all knew that if Shigaraki might win, but it was still fire regardless. The execution was damn near perfect. So if they do that again with Bakugo versus Rexplode, who knows, bro? But yeah, that's mainly what I gotta say for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, y'all already know what to do, man. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, comment for the algorithm, join the membership today for exclusive emotes and videos early. I untagged that up before, and I'll see you all next time.